Hey, record loving friends, it's Brian from tokyorecordstyle. It's Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, and I am here in the heart of Shimokitazawa. Right over my shoulder, you'll see a very vibrant light blue turquoise building, and it is at the bottom of the long Minami Shotengai shopping street. And if you'll notice right here, there is a beautiful little artwork I'm going to show you momentarily. It is on a shutter. We call these garage-style doors that shut on buildings during closed hours shutters. And they are all around at all the various shops, and you often don't see them because they are lifted during business hours. That is why I have come here early on a Sunday morning to show you what you don't get to see in the middle of the day. The shutters of Shimokitazawa. Now these are all across Tokyo, but I have been living here in this neighborhood for a long time, and so these are my stomping grounds, and I know them from just cruising around the neighborhood. And I think that they beautify the neighborhood, and they also are a deterrent for graffiti. There's been a lot of discussion in Tokyo in the last couple of months about it going to hell in a handbasket, and how graffiti is becoming an increasing problem, and how the city is going to address it. There was some spirited debate between some YouTubers saying that graffiti is becoming a major problem, and another one saying no, it's always been here. But I have been seeing these murals on the outside of these businesses on their shutters for many years, and I can say that they definitely work as a deterrent. This painting has been here at least for as long as I have been living in Shimokitazawa. In fact, it says it was here from October of 2004, which is the same year that I came. I won't be able to tell you about the various artists, but join me on a little journey around Shimokitazawa, and we'll look at some of the iconic shutters of Shimokitazawa. I really love this one by Ko Matsumoto from October 2004. It's two interesting looking characters holding a fish and a cask of sake, I assume. I know the bottom kanji is the sake. I'm not sure what the top one is. Maybe beautiful. And yeah, just kind of psychedelic. There's earrings and a goatee and a funky haircut. They're kind of hipsters. And it's peeling a little bit. You can tell it's aged, but it's still holding up quite well. And it is down here at the bottom of this really cool intersection. There's more shutters over here that there's probably artworks on some of them. I've seen these businesses change over the years, but I happen to know that there's another really beautiful one over here. They're not all over the place, but they're every few businesses. They're peppered around the city, and I really dig them. Here's a really cool one. You might not be able to make this one out. It's a little bit abstract. It's at this really cool izakaya sort of pub building, and you'll notice the sort of Okinawa style rooftop here, and the shisa. That's the lion dog that protects the shrines, and that is the face of Shisa. You can see his teeth and nostrils and eyes, and a really vibrant one. This one's lost a little bit of its sparkle over the years. I would have thought it might have been repainted once by now, but that one was among some that I took many years ago when I went around Shimokitazawa trying to document all of the shutters. I'm going to take you to some new ones and some old ones, and talk about why I think these are a great asset to the city, and encourage you to wake up a little early and go explore your neighborhood and see if the shutters have some artwork for you to discover. Okay, rolling up on another one here, kind of a cutesy one. Neko-chan. Neko means cat in Japanese. And the cat is painting the mural. It's a little meta. But no graffiti. And the artist Motaichi, I think it was probably a collaboration between a handful of artists here at Oasis Blanc. I think this is a clothing recycle shop. ABC Mart, the shoe shop, doesn't have any artwork on their shutters. And inasmuch it's tagged like crazy. And I have to say, even the cutesy Neko fishing octopus scene over here, I prefer it to this style, although I don't mind it so much. I just wish it was a little bit more interesting. But what can I really say? Is graffiti getting to be a problem in Tokyo? Sticker art all over the place. The little box here, electrical box. I mean, and then on the other side of the street, you have another shoe store that has absolutely no graffiti. Maybe it's because they work really hard to keep it clean, and that is a deterrent for it remaining nice. Now, I hesitate to be a stick in the mud who doesn't like guerrilla style street art, and I do appreciate beautifully crafted and well thought out real urban graffiti art, but when it gets to be a little bit like nonsensical and just writing one's own name, I don't know, where exactly do you draw the line? I wish I was a little bit more invested in graffiti art and I knew a bit more about its history. I know it basically goes back to the beginning of mankind. Some people even call cave art or hieroglyphics graffiti art. There's a big posse of dogs here being walked. There's a couple of really nice pieces that I really love. I feel like encapsulate the spirit of Shimokita's artistic spirit and the vibrancy of its youth and also sort of its coolness. And I think one of those happens to be right here. This is Dorama. It is a shop that I think specializes in books and stuff. I think it's like a rental place, sort of a competitor of Tsutaya, Dorama. This is one that has also been here for a very long time, maybe 20 years. And it looks like the 20-year-old rabbit who's having her coming of age day, where she's wearing this special costume, is being given some Dorama money from her parents, who are kind of hip and interesting. The dad's got some beatnik glasses on, and it's right next here to a game center, which is also part of the Dorama brand. It's a little bit confusing because half of the Dorama store is on this side where the books and movies and manga are, and then this is the game center, and in between the two is the staircase to the legendary Flash Disc Ranch. And Flash is my favorite record store in Tokyo, and he's got some killer artwork on his walls that you will see if the store was open, but because the shops in Tokyo typically don't open until noon-ish, we won't be able to see those at this time of day. I mean, I suppose this has been here for a really long time, but I don't know, is graffiti becoming a problem in Tokyo? Do we care? Coming up here on the Minami Shotengai, looking for more shutters of Shimokitazawa. The shops are starting to open, so the shutters are going up. And we won't be able to see all of the shutters, but there will still be many more to see if we hustle. Okay, the turquoise building where we started is right over my shoulder. Some pretty intense sticker art here. I'll give you an up-close view. And you can tell it's just getting to be all over the place. It didn't really used to be like this. And like, I really don't want to be the old man who's like Back in my day, we had better values, but it is getting to be noticeably more. But sometimes you'll see a blank canvas ready for commission from the shop by a local artist to paint their shutter. I would hope that any shop who appreciates local artists would consider hiring one and commissioning them to paint their shutter, or at least, write the hours or the shop name on the outside of the shutter, even if it was a little tiny shutter like this one. It could be a very fun and maybe inexpensive project. A little garbage bin, fire hose, a little tiny back alley, and just cruising up the Minami Southern Shopping Street. Mr. Donuts. Here's one that's been here for a very, very long time. I really like this one. This shop has changed owners or tenants numerous times. I can't recall what was here a long time ago, but I remember this mural from a long time. It's been here over the course of many different tenants. And I can even see the remnants of a past mural here, which is kind of cool. I wish we could see what was here. I might have a picture of it somewhere, and I don't see the artist's name or anything, but over here I can see another head shop, 420 Shimokitazawa, and this one obviously has the same artist. They've built a little wood addition on the outside to give the shop a little bit more character, but it's sadly covered up the mural a little bit, but still really nice. Cats riding on pencils and funky hats. It's got a little Rene Magritte vibe to it. Oh, and there's one over here across the way. A guy riding a bicycle. Dog style, used in vintage clothing. Curious to see what comes in here. This used to be the best curry bread place, kare pan. So tasty. The guy who ran the place had a big old Humpty Dumpty style belly. Ate entirely too many of his own curry pans. Here's another one, Penny Lane. I think this is probably another used clothing shop. Lots of recycled clothing. Penny Lane opens at 10. And we're coming up here to the station. And it looks a little bit different because the station was greatly overhauled about 5 years ago, and the town's getting a big facelift, and things like shiny new Mom's Touch or a brand new sparkly Sukiya beef bowl shop. Here's one that puts their advertisements on their shutters, and McDonald's hasn't moved in a lot of years. So let's keep exploring. Here's the station. It's still under construction a bit. And next I will walk you over to Ichibangai, the #1 road, the long corridor that takes you out of Shimokitazawa, and all along it are really cool shutters. There's probably 6 or 7 or maybe even a dozen more. Let's go check them out. And as I'm walking down the street, I'm reminded that there is a really groovy record shop up here called City Country City, run by Keiichi Sokabe of the 90s Japanese indie band Sunny Day Service. A really cool restaurant and cafe where they also have records, and they host live events, and a really cool place to check out. Very homey vibe up there on the maybe 4th floor, City Country City. This is the new Mikon shopping center that is under the Inokashira Line train tracks. It's what has been part of the redevelopment project of Shimokitazawa, and it goes all the way to Shibuya. And here is the Honda Gekijo Street. Oh, and a really awesome record shop everybody ought to know about in the Honda Gekijo called Shinjuku Records. A very hard thing to remember. A shop called Shinjuku Records in Shimokitazawa, a great record store. No tagging here. But then right around the corner, you see some pretty intense sticker art. Woo! Azumadori is the name of this street I'm walking down. Azumadori. I always forget that. The signs used to say in English, Azumadori. Now you gotta read it in Japanese. So Shimokitazawa isn't quite New York in the 70s, or Berlin, or Marseille, or Naples. It's not quite, it doesn't quite evoke a dangerous or trashy place, but it is something. It is a little bit, I want it to remain so special, and I don't want it to lose what makes it special. And here's a great example of, I was about to say the neighborhood coming around. Oh, okay, so this is an interesting example. This has a shop that has been tagged 10 million times. Interesting. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so this building, for whatever reason, used to get tagged so much. It used to have so much just scribbling on it. And I always felt bad because it went all the way up the side of the building. And I think the fact that it got tagged over and over and over again made it a target for people to come and write on it. And I'm very happy to see it painted in a beautiful blue. And I even see the artist's name, Yoka Paint, Putos Paint, and it looks like a collaboration. And there is a beautiful mural over here, Yoka Paint. Oh, wow. It's really nice. Okay, groovy. Man, they did a good job on this. Look, I haven't seen this yet. That's real. Look at all that color gradation. That's so well done. Oh, man, I'm really happy for this place. I felt bad. There's like a little lady running is it a flower shop? I can never quite remember. I think it's like a little lady's shop. And I always felt so bad for her. And I even talked to her one time and said, oh, bummer. And why does this happen? She said, I don't know. I can't stop it. And I'm really happy for her that she's got this beautiful, oh man, how nice is that? And then right across the way here is an interesting entrance of a cool maybe cafe or something. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. What's going on there? Maybe wow. Sorry, detour. What a fantastic cactus garden. And what is this, a crazy shoe shop? Insane. And this really over the top driftwoody kind of entrance. Hey guys. And then more sticker art over here. This is the flower shop, I think. Oh wow, he's got a wonderful garden too with a lemon tree. Wonderful. Okay, that's the really wonderful flower shop. He's got, oh my god, that place is really fantastic. I might have to go there and get some flowers. My loved ones' birthdays are coming up. Another shop I really like, not quite graffiti art, but this is what we call like a little snack. It's a little small bar, and only maybe the members come here. It's called Pierre Konayuki, and Yuki-san must be the keeper. And she probably knows her customers very well. And she's got her own little sticky sort of shop with all of her little silly things, her collections, and probably her die-hard repeat clients. Luckily not so tagged up, but here you just see it's like, okay, it's intense, right? I don't know, what do you guys think? Somebody will know very well about graffiti art and the ethos of graffiti art, and even though I might think I have my head ever so slightly around it, I'm sure that I absolutely don't. So I welcome you guys leaving in the comments what you know and think about graffiti art. Educate me on how I should think about it. Is the city our canvas? Is art meant to be an act of defiance by its very nature? Is it overly safe when it has permission to do what it is, or does it need to be pure? Help me understand. An interesting pixelated-ish graphical rose garden over here, and then a very bizarre psychedelic scene here. They told me it was just a microdose, but there's some sort of circus figure who's holding some, whoa, I don't even know what's going on here. This one's pretty wild, guys. Jumping over to another little section, check this one out. I like that one. Jerry's alligator mixed with Mickey Mouse. Speaking of Jerry, there he is with cheeseburgers and sub sandwiches. And another one here. Poor Jerry. This one, I know this artist. This one's really cool, actually. I'm not going to be adding my stickers to these anymore. It was something I did in my 20s. Yes, I admit guilt. I did put some stickers on some places where there were already other stickers. Here is a picture of maybe this shop in the year 1940. Maybe it's a general store 40 years ago, a photograph that they put on their shutter. She's made this one into fashion is life, is her message here on her mural. Okay, I mean, you know, not really into this. I mean, if these were a little bit more imaginative and beautiful and the artist really actually worked on their talent, I might be able to get on board with it. More graffiti art. Wow. That's sticker art. Wow. Oh, here's a cool one. This is a little tiny door. Smile boy, love girl, like Mortier, King B. What's going on there? I should know about that. King B. What is this place? Hairdressing salon. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, this is a really good one. This is a senbei shop. This is a really cool shop. It's one of the last senbei shops that you find in the city anymore. Beautiful samurai depicted here on the front. Sort of geisha-like lady right here. Oh, and then the wheel of the umbrella. Oh, that's lovely. What's that place? Oh, that's a really good one. I'm glad we got to show you that one. If you come to Shimokitazawa, you should go pick up some senbei, some rice crackers from this shop. It's a very old school, cool shop. Oh, and here's one of some lucky cats, Maneki Neko. That's pretty cute. What do you think? Here's an interesting one. Okay, is that a music store? I thought this is a sports shop. Interesting. I'm pretty sure this is a sports shop, but they've got an interesting musical notation and people walking. It's like a rather simple drawing, monotone, but hey, it's cool. It's by Cream, maybe. That's pretty cool. Nobody dare deface Otani. Whoa, here's my trusty steed. Whoa, somebody sticker tagged my bike. Station's over that way, and today it looks like there is a flea market going on over here. Just getting some, oh, maybe a little Christmas market. That looks nice. Okay, this is the Ichibangai street, the #1 road. I see a guy off shooting the street. He's woken up with his Leica camera. This is a cool little art gallery. Gallery Hana, Shimokitazawa. They always have really cool young and up and coming artists here. Some beautiful abstract arts by Reiko Matsumoto. And we're nearing the end of our tour. The sun is coming up and the shutters are as well. And I'm gonna run out of steam and time to show you. And the light is scattered all over the place. And I'm probably making you a little seasick. Oh good, I was worried that this one was gonna be closed, but it's still open. This is the famous Bear Pond coffee shop, which opens relatively early. I thought it would be open by now. And I really like these. I have a feeling that they're made by the artist who we saw earlier. The ones with the cats, the sort of Rene Magritte. There's something about them that make them seem like they could be by the same artist. A cat or character juggling some candies. An elephant juxtaposed here on some ball or apple, and it looks like a couple of the shutter panes have been reversed, interestingly, and just a faint bear that you can see up here on the neon lights. And when these shutters come up, they will reveal a really groovy coffee shop. And I don't know if this is actually true or not, but this barista who runs the place is so committed to making the most premium coffee that he refuses to make certain types of coffee that require precise electrical draw from the machines that press and steam and drip the coffee. Once the city wakes up, after a certain hour, there's so much electricity being drawn off the grid by residents waking up that he can actually determine that the taste of the coffee is ever so slightly different, and he won't make doubles or something like this after 10 a.m. because there's too many people drawing on the grid. And right across the street is Upstairs Records, which is a really cool record store and bar. It's interesting, maybe one of a kind, a record store that's right here over my shoulder that is only open to patrons of the bar. A really unique record store, and he has like a mania like very few other record collectors I know have. He has a compulsion to buy records like it's nobody's business. A deep digger, and if you're somebody who wants to find a real diamond in the rough, Upstairs Records might be a place for you. Right over here also is another really cool record store called Record Station. It's up here on the second floor. I gotta take you here sometime. It's really cool. They kind of carry all genres, but they specialize a little bit, I want to say, in hip-hop and soul music and rare groove and that kind of thing up here on the second floor. So another really cool record shop. I wasn't expecting to show you these record shops, but they're on the path. I can see the end of the road here. So we're just about at the end of our tour. Oh, this is one of my favorites actually. This is like a samurai slicing a fire blade through the air. I'm not totally sure, but I love this. It's a triptych, spans over 3 shutters, and he's got a menacing face. And I know that this one has been here for a very, very long time because I photographed it years ago, decades ago, on one of my very first explorations of the shutters of Shimokitazawa. And this one is by Tsutomu. Kana. Maybe I can come back and revisit this topic for a future video, and I can interview the various shop owners and see if they can tell me a little bit about the shutters. I'll have to remember which shops have which shutters. That'll be a challenge. Okay, so lots of blank canvases here, folks. Time to commission some local art to deter otherwise untalented graffiti artists from tagging your shutters. Here's a salon, aesthetic salon, and she's got kind of a mural that matches the aesthetic perhaps of her salon, with some woman here taking some R&R. Oh, this one was really groovy. I should ask her to oh man, this one is one of the best, I think. I think this is by the same artist who did the dorama rabbit, the parents giving their rabbit. There's a rabbit on here I really like. I want to see it. I'm almost tempted to knock. It's really too early. Maybe I could just have a knock. I'll have a little tiny knock. This could go sideways. I'll have to show you another time. A really cool one. No answer at the door. Another sort of graphical abstract piece here. I think I remember this one changing a couple of times. I don't think it's always been this one. This is a spicy tantan men ramen shop, a spicy ramen. Oh, and here's a really cool one. This is a watch store, and you can see the samurai from the Edo ukiyo-e woodblock era of style of artwork. I don't know actually what that kind of artwork is called, but you can see the top of his face. And yeah, because the shutter is halfway open, it looks a little wonky, but that's a really cool one. You can imagine when it's closed, it looks fantastic. I can't believe this watch store is staying in business. Okay, folks, so that concludes our tour of the shutters of Shimokitazawa. There's probably another dozen more that I didn't show you. They're probably just more peppered throughout the neighborhood, and maybe this wasn't necessarily even a remotely comprehensive exploration. Here in Shimokitazawa's Ichibangai and Azumadori and Minami Shotengai. I'm going to head back and call it a day, but tell me what you think about street art. Tell me what you think about graffiti art. Tell me what I should be thinking about how to consider art in its freest form and most pure way. Do I have it right? Am I getting close? And what do you think about this graffiti problem in Tokyo? Tokyo is sort of known for being a very, very clean city, and some of the recent anti-immigration sentiments stem from the fact that we find more graffiti around the city, and that's why we hear things like, what's happening to Tokyo? It used to be nicer. Tokyo just got surpassed as the biggest city in the world by both Jakarta and what is Bangladesh's capital? Dhaka. So is it losing its luster a little bit? I don't know. I don't think so. But I still want to hear your opinions. And am I wrong to wish that all the public art be really beautiful and help inspire the residents of the neighborhood? Or is it okay for people to deface other people's property for the sake of saying what they want to say? Okay, I really wish I could have given you a little bit more meat to chew on, but I just wanted to get the creative juices flowing, and it was fun to bring you here and give you a little glimpse of a side of Tokyo that you don't often see unless you wake up early enough to see it. So thanks for joining me on another Tokyo Record Style adventure, and until next time, I'll see you out there on the streets of Tokyo. Bye.